Welcome to class tonight. I do hope that you all are having a great night and that you all are doing well. We're actually going to be taking a break from inequalities tonight to work on another problem-solving skill. You guys know we periodically take pauses and focus on a specific problem-solving skill. Now the skill we're going to be looking at tonight, and if you would like to, actually I encourage you to go ahead and turn to page 611. On page 611, at the very top, you see we're going to be talking about comparing strategies. Now, as you guys should know, any word problem, any problem, can have more than one solution, can have more than one way to get the answer. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be working on several different ways to come up with a solution and to decide which is the best solution. Okay? We're going to be focused on two examples tonight. These are all on page 611 and 612. Let's go ahead and get started. The first example is on page 611. It says a class is planning to plant a garden. The rectangular plot for the garden is 6 by 9 meters. The class wants to use 4 square meters of garden for each type of vegetable they plant. How many different vegetables can they plant? Now, the two options we're going to use, and this is really the first one that should come to mind, at least comes to my mind, is creating a chart, creating a diagram. That's helped me a lot. It helps some of you guys a lot. So that's one of the first things you should think of. The second way we're going to try and solve this is we're going to try a formula, and we'll talk about that in here in just a minute. But let's start off with the diagram. Now you see here I have a rectangle on the board. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to divide that rectangle and make square meters, okay? So this right here I'm going to divide it into 9 distinct groups, or 9 distinct groups. So it's 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters, 6 meters, 7 meters, 8 meters, 9 meters. Okay, so that's about 9 meters. And now let's do it to this, okay? So that's 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters, and then 6 meters. It's pretty close, okay? So now I have my meters divvied out. Now remember, I need 4 square meters. That's what I'm looking for. So why don't I do it like this? Why don't I do, and I'm going to make it look a little bit nicer. Let's do a really thin line. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to do it like this. Now yes, I know you guys can't do this on your paper. That's okay. I'm just making sure we understand. Okay, so that divided. Now I know that's not equal. It's pretty close, and that's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to do the same thing here. There we go. Alright, so I've divided it into a square meter. So we're going to call each box a square meter. Now, how about we do it like this? How about we think about it as if that right there, that is 4 square meters. Okay, so that's going to be a plot. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So I use 2 at the top and 2 side. Now I can do another 4 square meters right here, and then look at that, another one right there. So that's 4 square meters. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. So that's 6 total 4 square meter blocks. Let's do a couple more. So that's 1, 2, 3. You can do a 4th right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So those are 12 right there. Now let's look at this leftovers. I have some leftovers. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can do this actually as a 4 square meters. Now it's not a square, but it's pretty close and we're okay with that. So that's going to be your 13th. And you see right here I have some left. That's not 4 squares, or that's not 4 square meters, so I can't use that. So right there I drew a diagram, I used my board, and so I came up with there's going to be 13 square block, or 13 4 square meter blocks. Okay? So that's the first way to solve it, drawing a diagram. And this is probably the one that I would choose because I feel the one of the easier ones. Okay? Let's look at one more way to solve it though. So you see the exact same problem. Now we're going to try an equation. Okay? Now equations might get a little scared, but I'll show you. I'll try to make this very, very easy. Now the first thing we're talking about right here, 6 by 9 meters, you should automatically think area. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the area of this rectangular plot. So to find the area of this rectangular plot, 6 times 9, remember length times width, that helps me find the area. 6 times 9 is 54. So I know that, and I can look back here, there are 54 square meters in this vegetable garden. So what we're going to do is I want, so it's going to equal, so the area is going to be 54. So my equation is going to be equals 54. Now I want 4 square meters. So it's going to look like this. 4 times, we'll say 4 times V for vegetable. Okay, so 4V, and remember we can write it like this. We can actually, let me get rid of that X. We'll look like this. 4V. So 4 times V, I want it to equal 54 because I know the area is going to be 54 square meters. I want 4 square meter blocks. So how many 4 square meter blocks will go into 54? So we're going to do it like this. Remember, my job is to get my variable by itself. So to do that, I'm going to have to divide by 4. That gives me V over here. Now, 54 divided by 4, and I'll go ahead and pull up my calculator just to make sure we're all correct. So 54 divided by 4 equals, look at that, 13.5. Now, if you guys look back here, I came up with 13, and I had, not that, and I had some extra, okay? Remember that extra right there? Well, so I had the same answer here, but I used completely different methods. I used an equation right here, and I used a diagram on the other one. Now the question is, as you can see on the board, which way is better? Well, that's not something I can decide. We got the exact same answer both times, so we know it's correct. But which one works better for you is the question. Now for me, I'm a very visual guy. I like the diagram. That helps me see it a lot better, and I think it makes it a little bit simpler. Some of you may be equation girls and guys, and that's okay as well. If you would like to use, you want to try and figure out the equation, that would also be a good idea. But the point is, which way is better? It's up to you. Which way you feel more comfortable with. That's the point. It's up to you. All right, let's go do one more problem. Okay, this is on page 612 right there. Let me extend this line just a little bit farther. There we go. All right, so the next question. The length of a board is 54 inches. You cut the board into 2 pieces. One piece is 14 inches longer than the other. How long is each piece? Now, when I look at this problem, I automatically think of 2 specific strategies. The first one I think of is, and this, hopefully this is a good one for you guys, guess and check. Guess and check, meaning just try it and see what happens. Try another one and see what happens. Try another one and see what happens till you get the right answer. I like guess and check. That's one method that really works well for me. Another method I could do is an equation, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. That may scare some of you. So we're just going to start with guess and check. So with guess and check, we're simply saying, all right, I need 2 boards. One is 14 inches longer than the other. So let's just go ahead and guess some numbers. So I'll go ahead and say, let's do 15, and I need something that is 14 inches more than 15. So 15 plus, it's going to be 29. Okay, so 15 plus 29. Now, I just randomly got those numbers. I didn't look specific. I just got this one. I just picked this one out of midair. And with this one, I just added 14 to 50. So let's go ahead and see if this is 54. So 15, that's going to be, oh, no. There we go. So that's going to be 44. Oh. Now, I'm pretty close. I'm only 10 off. Let's go up some more. So how about we do, let's add a couple. So let's do 17 plus, and what's 14 plus 17? So 14 plus 17 is going to be 7, that's 11, 31. Okay, so 17 plus 31. Now once again, I just pulled these numbers out of midair. I'm looking for 54 inches. But I just pull these numbers out of midair. So 17 plus 31, that's going to be 9, and that's going to be 49. All right, we're getting close. We're getting there. We're only 5 off. So how about we do this? Why don't we do 20? So with 20, and what's 20 plus 14? That's going to be 34. So let's go ahead and see. 20 plus 34 is going to be, oh, look at that, 54. So right there, I just simply used my guess and check method, and I found my answer. One board is 20 inches long, the other board is 34 inches long. Okay? So that's the first way to solve it. The second way to solve it is a little more complex, so I'll try to go slow. Now with an equation, remember we're using variables, so we're going to use variables for the length of each board. Now one piece, so I need, one piece is 14 inches longer than the other, so we're going to do it this way. We're going to do, the first piece is going to be x, because that's a piece I don't know, and then the second piece is going to be x plus 14, because remember, we have, let me make that a little clearer, x plus 14. Because remember, I have one piece that's 14 inches longer than the other. So my first one is x, the second one is going to be x plus 14. And it's going to equal 54 right here. Okay? So I have x plus 15, or plus 14. So we're going to do it like this. I'm going to combine these two, so it's going to be 2x plus 14. There we go. Equals 54. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 14 minus 14 equals 54 minus 14 is going to be 40. 2x equals 40. Now I have to get my x by itself. And x is going to equal 20. Now remember, that's the first board. The second board is going to be, so x plus 14 is going to equal 34. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I use an equation to solve the problem. Now, this equation might look a little complex. I understand that. But some of you may appreciate this method. Some of you may click, and you can use that method. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I used 2 completely different methods to solve the exact same problem, and more importantly, I got the exact same answer. The first board is going to be 20, and the second board is going to be 34. And so there you have it. I have 2 different ways, but I got the same answer. Now that is the lesson. Remember, there is usually no one best way to solve a problem. So feel free to use as many different methods as possible to get the right answer. That's your key. You need to get the right answer. Now, I would always strongly encourage you to use the one that is more comfortable for you. Okay? Whatever is more comfortable for you, I would strongly encourage you to use that one. All right, your homework tonight is going to be page 612, 1 through 3. Once again, page 612, 1 through 3. Have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow.